Over the last few years, Marvel has introduced more and more superheroes to the small screen. The most recent superhero to hit the small screen is Kamala Khan in Miss Marvel. So stay tuned to today's video as we're going to discuss how the charming Miss Marvel is a fresh injection into the world of superheroes. First of all, Miss Marvel offers more than you might think. Kamala Khan brings something really new to the MCU, and that's just how adorable she is. We have a few characters in the MCU that can be considered adorable. Baby Groot, the small romance throughout these films, and now Kamala Khan. Seeing someone discover her powers and try to navigate this wide world with them is just really cool and adorable to see. She has some insane enthusiasm, optimism, and charm whilst being a young superhero trying to figure out what exactly is happening to her. She and her friends talk about heroic exploits and obsesses over the lives of MCU mainstays, including Captain Marvel, after whom she later fashions her moniker. Kamala is just like one of the legion of real-life MCU fans who have devoured every one of the franchise's movies and TV and streaming series. Her in-universe fervor is an energetic reminder for all of its flaws and ubiquity, or what it says about the Hollywood machinery. There is still something special about this narrative universe that has shaped dominant popular culture. It's the character's relatability and the what-if fantasy scenario of morphing from a fan to being one of the superheroes that gives Miss Marvel an added zest. Imagine it happened to you. Would you feel burdened with responsibility, or would you just have fun with it while you can? The superhero genre has been feeling fatigued these past few years. Ever since Avengers Endgame wrapped up that original saga of movies, the genre hasn't really felt as insane or hyped up. Yes, we have some amazing films like Spider-Man No Way Home and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but it all feels a little wrong. We need something new, and that is exactly what feeling Miss Marvel brings to its new audience. This show most definitely isn't for everyone. It's targeted at a much younger audience than the last shows, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Moon Knight, but that is its charm. This more youthful and childish feeling show is a change of pace from what we've seen in the last few years, and it's very welcome. Many are hating on this show for the exact same reason, and I guess it just comes down to taste and what you want out of the MCU. Some want constant action and fighting, whilst some want interesting stories told in interesting ways. Just like some of the last MCU projects have been, Miss Marvel is shot in such a cool and unique way that we don't see often in the MCU. There have been many really cool shots that would get any film student or film buff hyped up and happy to see. We need more of this in the MCU, and we have been getting little bits here and there. From the crazy visual storytelling of WandaVision to the cinematography and editing prowess that Sam Raimi showed off in the latest Doctor Strange outing. The MCU is clearly developing, and it's great to see, as fans have wanted changes for the last 4 years or so. The series isn't over just yet, and we're still trying to understand exactly what is happening with Kamala and what it might mean for the future of the MCU. This series has been pretty popular thus far, and really marks a new era for the MCU. Obviously, the show is going to lead into another film, like the Marvels or even maybe Young Avengers down the line, so hopefully we get to see Kamala Khan on the big screen sooner rather than later. What do you think about all of this? Let us know down in the comment section below. Also, tell us how you feel about Miss Marvel so far. Are you loving or hating it? Let us know. And now, stay tuned for some more Marvel news from the last few weeks. Next up, 2 things from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness that are going to change the MCU forever. One of the biggest reveals in Multiverse of Madness was that a variant of Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, exists in the MCU. He was introduced during the Illuminati part of the film and was obviously eventually killed by Wanda during her destruction. Sadly, that version of Reed Richards is no longer alive, but we should be seeing him return in some shape or form soon. A Fantastic Four movie has already been announced by Marvel and should be filming next year. None of the cast has been announced, but fans were wanting 2 specific actors for the film. They wanted John Krasinski and Emily Blunt to play Reed Richards and Sue Storm respectively. Thankfully, we got John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic within Multiverse of Madness, and cinemas across the globe were going crazy. It was such a great reveal and might mean he is going to come back in the future. Krasinski has always wanted to be in the MCU and play Fantastic, and he got his and our wish. Now, though this was a variant of the character, Krasinski could play the main version of Reed Reed Richards in the MCU in the upcoming Fantastic Four film. We also want Emily Blunt to be in the film, as the two are married in real life and starred together in A Quiet Place. The Fantastic Four have already been teased a bunch in the MCU, and now with Reed appearing in Multiverse of Madness, we might be seeing them cast very soon. What do you think about all of this? Let us know down in the comments section below. The film really opened up the multiverse and showed us all what could be out there in the Marvel Universe. Many things are coming up in the future of the MCU, and this film might have given us an insight into it all. The major scene where we see this is when Doctor Strange and America Chavez are flying through the multiverse. We see many different multiverses, and some of those are well known to comic fans. First, we see an animated universe, which could lead us to one of the many animated Marvel television series or even into the Spider-Verse. And finally, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has wrapped shooting. To end off this video, we are going to discuss some details on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, as it has recently wrapped shooting in the last few months or so. Now that the film is done, we should be seeing it in just a year or so. Whilst the film was shooting last year, we saw some set photos leak out onto the internet, and they are fantastic. Though we won't be getting this film for another year at least, we do have some insight from toy and set leaks of what our characters might be doing and what they are going to look like. This third film in the Guardians franchise is going to be crazier than ever and supposedly revolve around the search for Gamora and, of course, the first appearance of Adam Warlock. Warlock is going to be a huge part of this film and should either be a huge help or even the major villain for this outing. From what we have seen of Star-Lord already, he is going to have a beard this time around. Thor Love and Thunder toy leaks point towards Peter Quill rocking a full beard in this outing. Then it was confirmed in the trailer for the film just a few weeks ago. On-set images have also been released, and they point towards a brand new costume for the character as well as this new look. Quill seems to be wearing a brand new jumpsuit, more in line with his comic book version. This means he could be heading towards that comic-accurate suit that fans have been waiting for from these films. Quill's suit in the comics has gone through many different versions, but a few select ones are some fan favorites in the comic book community. Karen Gillian's Nebula is also sporting a new look with a brand new costume on set. This means that she might start to match the Guardians after joining them following the finale of Avengers Endgame. We will see these characters first appear in Thor Love and Thunder later this year, and we can assume a post-credit scene that leads into their next outing as a squad in search for Gamora. And that's the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comment section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye!